Hi, my name is Sharina Hicksthorn, and I'm doing the Screencast assignment number 2. My topics include SQL statements, classes, and operators, and functions, of course. Alright, definitions. So we have SQL statement. An SQL statement is used to perform a task such as updating data on a database or retrieving data from a database. You also have your SQL clauses: select, insert, update, delete, where, join, distinct, order by, group by, and union. So an example of an SQL clause is select distinct right here. This is your SQL clause. Alright, and then you have your asterisk, which means you want to select data from a certain table, and your wildcards, which are percentage to substitute for 0 or more characters, or your dash, which substitutes for a single character. So an example of this is you want to select data from your customer table where city is like, it starts with BER and then anything afterwards. So an example would be you want to select a data from your customers where the city is like your Berlin or Burbank. Our first clause is SQL select distinct. So select distinct, then you have your column name from table, which table. So let's try it out. I'm using this so it's easier to show you guys everything in one area. So here is your customer table. We have our data, and then we have our attributes here and our column names. So let's do select distinct, and let's do city from your table customers, and let's run this SQL, and as a result your records come up as the city that you want to see. We have 69 records. Now let's say you want to find only like a country or an address. So select distinct. Well, we could do customer ID. That's an easy one. Customer ID from your which table? Your customers. So run SQL. And that's the customer IDs that you would get. We have 91 records, so 91 customer IDs. Your next one, you have your SQL order by. So we do select, and then your column name from whatever table, order by, and then your column name in ascending. If you don't specify if it's ascending or descending, then by default it will come back as ascending. So let's try this out. Okay, let's do this by ascending first, just to make it easy. So let's select our data from customers, and then you want to order it by, we could do country. Run SQL. So as you can see, our results came back. We have all of our data from our customer table, and it's ordered by ascending order of country in alphabetical order. Now let's say you want to do descending. What you would do is you just put descending like that to specify that it's descending. And there you go, it's now descending order. Alright, and let's go to the next one. Our next one is SQL select top. So the select top SQL statement lets you select the top data from whatever table you're looking at. So select top, and then let's say number or percentage for your column name from a certain table. So select top to, and then you do your asterisk data, right, from table name if you want all the data, or let's say select top to city from table name. Alright, let's go to our next one. So our next statement is the SQL-like statement. So you want to select your column name from the certain table that you want it from, where the column name like a pattern. So let's do a like statement. We did a like statement for this one right here, our wildcard, but I'm going to show you guys for the like statement now. So let's select data from customers, since we've been using customers. Select data from table customers, from your table customers, where city is like, and then we'll do the Berlin example, quotation, Ber, percentage, wildcard, and there you go. So let's run this SQL statement. There you go. So it comes up in our data, we have 2 Ber, and then your wildcard, Lin or Bern or Bergamo, from which city. Or let's say select data from customers where customer name is percentage wildcard Fred. Run SQL. No results. So there you go. That's our like statement. Next one, number 10. Our SQL in statement. So you want to select your column name from your table name, where column name is in with your values inside the parentheses. So let's go back over here. So we want to select data from customers. We'll just stick with that, where you have a, let's say, country, or no, let's do city first. City, and then since we're doing in statement, we gotta delete this. In, I'll do it here. Parentheses, and your quotation, Paris, and run SQL. We have 2 people who live in Paris. So let's do something else. You have your select data from customers, where we could do country. So where country is in your parentheses and your quotations, Germany. Or let's do Mexico. If you have multiple, we'll do another one. Germany. And back parentheses. And let's run this SQL. And our data comes up where there's the people that live in Germany and or Mexico. Next one is your SQL average. SQL average gives you just one data for your table. So select the average of your column name from whichever column. So let's do this. So let's look at our customers. We can't really do customers. We'll do orders or products. Or let's do products. That products is a lot easier. So you want to do select average, your average, and inside of it is your attribute price, since we have price. And remember to set it as, let's do D or AP, or let's just do, AP for average price. And then from which table? Products. And let's run this SQL. Average price. So our average price came up as AP right here, right, as we put it here, and then our average price for as calculated. Alright, this is also an SQL functions. Usually SQL functions come back as one result. So let's go to our next one, SQL count. Select your count and then your column name from which table. So let's do a count statement. So I already prepared one. It says select count in your attribute city, because let's look at this. City, sorry. Select count attribute city as customers in city. Okay, from your customer table, customers. And let's run this SQL. We have 91 cities on record. So let's do another one. Let's see how many orders a customer has. So we have our customer ID. So let's do select count of customer ID as orders by customer ID that is 7. Yeah. And it's from your orders table, like we already did. Orders table. Oops. And where your specification, your customer ID is equal to 7. And let's run this. So customer ID, the customer with the ID 7 has 4 orders. Alright. So this is a SQL function, which, as you can see here, will only give you one result, much like the average that we went over already. Our next one, group by. Our SQL group by function helps us find a statement where you want more than one data from more than one table. So, or more than one column at least. So let's do select your column name and then your aggregate function column from this table where column has a value, or group by, and then you have to do your group by and then column name. So let's do an example. Alright, so let's do an example. Usually group by clauses are for aggregate functions. So let's do select country, because we want to count how many countries. So count, since we're counting, and then your column name, country. And then from, this is the customers table. Group by, which is what we're doing. And then let's do it by country name. So country. Alright, let's try this. Run SQL, and there you go. So our result comes out as each country is listed and the count for how many customers come from each country. Or how much data is from each country. Well, let's go to the next one. Okay. Alright, SQL having clause. So the SQL having clause is used with group by usually. So let's do select your column name and then your aggregate function, which was the count in the last example. And then, or you can do like average from, and then your table name, where, and something like, your column name and operator value if you have specifications. But usually we wouldn't really have that. And then group by your column name having an aggregate function, which is your count, column name, and then an operator value. So let's try an example. So let's do the customers again. So this is our customers table. Select country by count of country, of course. From, since we are on the customer table, customers. And then it's always used in conjunction with group by. So customer, let's do country again. By country, having counted, or count, sorry, by country, which is greater than 1. So we want to find which country has data that is more than one area. So here we go. So we exclude any one that we have. And yep, that's pretty much it. That is my screencast assignment. number 2.